everybody, it's Laura from Hair Hardware, and today I'm going to show you how to make a spiky pinwheel hair bow like this one right here. I've made this one out of Christmas color themed ribbon, but you can certainly make it out of any type of pattern and color choices that you would like. The materials I'm using are 7/8 grosgrain ribbon that I've cut into 5-inch pieces. I'm using a small piece of 3/8 white grosgrain ribbon for the center and a pre-lined white alligator clip. You'll need a needle and thread, and to make the spikes you'll need something like a wood burner like I'm going to use here, and you'll need a glue gun to attach it to the alligator clip. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces of ribbon, the 7/8 grosgrain ribbon, that we're going to cut into V spikes like this right here. When you lay out your ribbon for this, you're going to want to make sure that you put it in a pattern of however you would like the finished bow to turn out. For this bow, I'm going to use 2 red pieces, a green piece, 2 pieces of this Christmas holly berry ribbon, another green piece, and then 2 red pieces of ribbon again. Okay, so I'm just going to stack these in the right pattern to make sure that I keep it organized. Now to make the spikes, they're really easy to make, but you want to make sure that you have a good pair of scissors, because what you do to cut the ends, you fold it in half the long way, and then you're going to cut at an angle from the folded side to the open side. So you're going to take your scissors and just cut like that, and then when you open it up you have your perfect V cut. So then you just turn over to the other side and you follow the same procedure. And you're going to do that for each piece of ribbon in your bow. Okay, now that you have all of your ribbon pieces cut with the V cut, you're going to want to heat seal that angle. So what I use is a wood burner, and a wood burner works really well for sealing spikes. So with the spike, you really want to make sure you keep that strong looking angle. You don't want it to kind of turn into like a curve in the center there. So the wood burner has a tip on it that is kind of like a chisel, like it's straight like that. And what you do is you start at the bottom of the spike and you just do one side of it. You just run the wood burner across like that. And then you do the other side like that. Just make sure you start at the bottom of the spike and work your way out to the edge. And then flip your ribbon over and you do the same thing for the other side. And then you just go through and you complete the same procedure for every piece of ribbon. Now that I've heat sealed each piece of the ribbon that I'm going to use in the spiky pinwheel hair bow, you're going to want to make sure that your pattern is in exactly the same way that you want it. This is where you want to double check, where mine is the 2 red, 1 green, 2 of the holly berry, and then a green and 2 of the red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spike, I'm going to fold it in half, then I'm going to take my needle and thread, and I'm just going to pierce it through like this and pull it through to the knot at the end. Then I'm going to take my next piece, make sure you fold it the same direction, and you just pierce it through the center again and pull it through. You're going to continue until you have all of your ribbon pieces stacked onto your needle and thread. And if you're having trouble getting it centered, you'll get a feel for it, but you can mark the center of the ribbon, and that way you'll make sure that you don't accidentally put too much of the ribbon on one side. Don't worry if your bow looks a little crazy at this point. I mean, mine looks a little crazy right now. When we after we get all the pieces on, it'll get straightened and tied through the center, and it will take its shape of a hair bow. Okay, now that you have all the pieces on there, you're going to start with the bottom piece. I've got kind of twisted in here. Okay. You're going to take that bottom piece and just make sure you have everything nicely stacked on there. What I do is kind of lay it out in front of me like that, and then I take each piece and I kind of pull it into place, and then give the thread a little bit of a tug to hold it secure. So just put the fold right underneath the other one, pull the thread a little like that. So you start getting a stacked look like this. Okay, now I have all my pieces folded and neatly stacked with the centers together. And now I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to tightly pull it around and just wrap it around the center like that. Usually wrap it around about 4 or 5 times. Make sure it's real tight and secure. And then you're going to take the needle and thread and you're going to just put it through the back like this to knot off the back. Once you have it tight and tied, you can trim that thread. Now you have your spiky pinwheel bow almost done, but we want to add a center to it. So in this case, I'm using a piece of 3/8 white grosgrain ribbon, and I'm going to use a glue gun to attach it. I'm going to apply a little bit of glue right to the end like this, and then I'm going to stick it to the back of the hair bow like that, and then I'm going to wrap it around the middle. And this piece is definitely too long, so I'm just going to trim it on the back like this. And I'm going to add glue, let it unwrap after you trim it, and then add glue to the part that unwrapped a little, and then finish wrapping it around like that. And now your pinwheel bow is ready to attach to whatever hardware you'd like to use. In this case, I'm going to use a white pre-lined alligator clip. So I'm going to take my alligator clip, I'm going to add a strip of glue to the top, and then I'm going to center my bow on it like this, press it down, and my Christmas pinwheel hair bow is complete. You can use this with the same technique with other sizes of ribbon. I've done as little as 3/8, and you could even do like 2 1/4, 3-inch ribbon with this. You probably want to use some longer spikes for that. And of course, you use any pattern, colors that you'd like.